What's up, guys? Welcome to Dat Wrasslin podcast. This is Sheepshifter 23 with Benjamin Rivers, Soulamazin Gaming, and Streetkilln HD.
What's going
Everybody's
on,
here today. The whole gang is in attendance. Everybody doing all right?
Yep.
Street doing good? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing?
You're doing.
You know. So, we're gonna start things off on, I guess, a bit of a somber note here. Raw kicked off with Roman Reigns coming out and the announcement that his leukemia has returned, that he's going to relinquish his Universal Championship so that he can fight the cancer, and he promised that he would be returning, which seems to be a difficult promise to be able to keep, but it's definitely something to keep spirits up, I guess, in the moment. I know me personally, my thoughts and prayers are with Roman Reigns' family and friends, and you know, that's pretty rough news for anybody, especially considering he had just gotten to the point where he'd gotten the Universal title. So it seems like bad timing, if anything. You know, tough break.
Yeah. Shout out to Roman. Get well soon.
Any thoughts on this situation, guys?
It was
I had
sad.
a family member that had leukemia, and I understand. Any kind of cancer in general, I understand, because I had quite a few people in my family that have cancer or had a cancer, and you know, it's a struggle, and I understand that.
I think these days it seems like almost everyone has had a had a close brush with, you know, either a family member or a friend or something with cancer. It's pretty prevalent.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law, you know, it's everywhere now. You just can't escape it. I think it's like 1 in 3 Americans or something will get cancer at some point.
Yeah, it's pretty. The charts is up there, and it's kind of funny too, because they say they really have like no freaking cure, but come on now. Back in the day, you didn't have what you have right now.
Well, we also didn't have, you know, all the chemicals and stuff we had.
And plus technology don't really help either because of the radio waves and all that shit.
Yeah. Exactly. So I mean,
all that
tough
technology
break.
Around you,
and you got to consider, you know, that you have to almost say that Roman Reigns has been. It adds to the. I almost wish I would have known sooner that he had beaten leukemia that long ago. I probably would have been like, man, that's a tough dude. You know, he beat leukemia. And then came to WWE. He made it in spite. They should have made that a big. If they wanted to get Roman Reigns over, I mean, I know it's a little bit probably personal.
That's the thing.
But I mean, it would have worked. I would have personally been like more respectful of him as a person. And like, you know, that's a warrior right there. You know, he beat cancer. He beat leukemia. You know.
Here's the problem with this.
I understand them not using it, but they use a lot more personal things that aren't positive. This is a positive personal thing, you know. Beating leukemia is something you should be proud of.
Totally.
I can understand still the need for the privacy or the want for privacy, but I would have felt like that could have been a way to sell Roman Reigns in a positive light when, you know, that's what they were just trying so hard to do and not succeeding.
Yeah.
Well,
here's the problem I have with this, though. Here's the problem. So, I can say that, we can all say that Mr. McMahon can be kind of fucked up in ways.
Yeah.
I kind of was ranting about this. So, we have Roman starting off the show, right? And, you know, they still play by storylines, and Roman comes out, and he says, you know, he has leukemia, and then he starts leaving, and then the Shield comes out and hugged him. We know that they're friends in real life, And we know that the storyline of the Shield is like a brotherhood type thing. Yeah, we also know that Seth, part of storyline, betrayed them. But then, at the end of the show, we have Dean Ambrose betraying or attacking Seth Rollins. Which is kind of fucked up to me, is because you have this storyline of them being brothers, and then you have the dude come out here in the beginning saying that he has leukemia and he's not gonna be there. And then you go forth with Dean Ambrose churning. It's just kind of fucked up to me. The way I'm thinking about it, of how they're supposedly a brotherhood. They're brothers and shit, and they just go forth with that. Why do they have to do it on that day? It's like he's trying to capitalize on some kind of shit right there. Mr. McMahon. It's just like this could have just been next
how come the only time they capitalize on it is like in a negative light? For a Dean Ambrose heel turn, they could have used that a long time ago in a positive light, even now.
They wanted to play with your.
They were waiting for the right moment.
Oh, obviously.
That's what they were doing.
But
that's what they were doing.
I don't. It was entertaining, I guess, to a degree. I guess it was exciting and unexpected, but I don't know. I'm yet to be sold on the heel turn for Dean Ambrose. We'll see how it goes. I wonder how. I guess it's always good to leave a Raw or a SmackDown on a cliffhanger, because then you want to know what happened the next day or the next show. So you want to figure out what's going to happen. So I do really want to know what's going to happen with the tag team titles. What's going to happen with Seth and Dean? What's going to happen? So in that regard, it was an exciting show. From that perspective, I wouldn't say good. That was one of the sole good points of Raw. Everything else was. I mean, I'm tempted to just say that was Raw. Let's move on to SmackDown, but we'll cover it.
Yeah. I mean, I understand why they would go forth in a way with the whole Dean Ambrose heel turn. It's because we knew it was coming, but we didn't know when. And every Monday we're like, okay, he's going to turn heel. Okay, he's going to turn heel. But on this particular Monday, how it started, we're like, oh, okay, Dean Ambrose is not going to turn heel because the whole issue here with, Roman Reigns leaving and whatnot.
Yep.
But then they go forth with it, and it kind of adds a little bit of a shock value right there. It's like, oh, shit, they actually did it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, moving on from the whole Roman Reigns issue, I'm sure we'll talk about that for weeks to come. Finn Balor versus Lashley. This was, oh man, just, you can't, it was a good match. I wish Balor would get more time, I guess, to put forth a better paced match. All the matches that Finn Balor in seem like throwaway matches. He never gets time to shine. You give, or there's never any like real creative bits or something that's special that make that match special. It's always just a plain match. When in all respects, Finn Balor should be, doing crazy things like Iron Man matches, like not Iron Man matches, but stuff like that, where he did, amazing in all these other stuffs, and then he's just in all these underwhelming singles matches that are just filler. And I don't agree with that.
Finn Balor's being played hard. I'm telling you, he's being played hard.
Say this.
How long has it been? How many years has it been since he lost the title because he had to leave because of injury? How many?
A year and a half or 2 years, maybe.
I think it was like, I know he lost at one at SummerSlam, then relinquished it next night. Okay, I will say this. The reason why that Finn Balor actually had that short match with Bobby Lashley was because Bobby Lashley is actually currently working with an injury at the moment. I don't know. I think it's like a.
He lost it in 2016. It's 2018 right now, almost 19. It marks up 2 years from then.
Yep.
Right now.
Okay, see, I will say this right now. I think, yeah, I don't know if this is not true or what, but I have heard that the reason why like it was like a quick match between Finn Balor and Bobby Lashley was because Bobby Lashley is currently suffering in a shoulder injury.
Lashley.
Yeah.
My boy Lashley right there.
Yep.
So yeah, not a bad match, but not a great match. I didn't really come away from this match impressed with either of the two. But then again, it seems like it's all, everything that they do is Bobby Lashley seems rushed and like they don't care about it. And everything that they do with Finn Balor seems rushed and like they don't care about it. And until they change that, I'm kind of done with those two. Until I get, what I know that they both deserve, but we'll probably not get in the near future.
Yeah, because currently we're just dealing with the same old shit 24/7 always.
All right, Ben.
So the next match was Sasha Banks versus Ruby Riott.
Yep.
Soul, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Soul?
Oh, okay.
Soul just knows that Soul was more disappointed with Raw than the rest of us, I think. Or all of WWE this whole week.
I pretty much just agree with what's being said so far. I don't really have anything to add.
Yeah. Sasha Banks versus Bayley. There was really nothing. It's the millionth time we've seen
Sasha Banks versus
Sasha,
Ruby Riott.
not versus Bayley. Sasha Banks with Bayley versus Ruby Riott with the Riott Squad. How many combinations of this have we seen? I mean, this is the same thing we've seen over the past, 2-3 months. So it happened. It was a match. Ruby Riott won. Anybody got anything on this?
Nothing to add on this.
All right, next we got Are You Ready? Yeah, D-Generation X. Speaking out.
Generation old.
This was
Shawn Michaels, what are you doing?
DX is supposed to be funny.
Are you finally noticing that Shawn Michaels can barely walk?
No, I was actually looking away when he walked out to the ring.
Shawn Michaels promos are so crazy.
It wasn't very good. But the I don't know if it was just me, but the Brothers of Destruction's promo seemed a lot better this time to me than in previous weeks.
Yeah.
I got into this one. Theirs a little bit more.
You ready? No, I'm not ready.
But the DX portion of the promo was not very good.
It's gonna be bad because of just Shawn Michaels. I'm telling you that.
What really bothers me about it is Shawn Michaels is just very corny with his merchandise plugs. And it's really, it really, I don't know, something about it just really irritates me because I guess for the simple fact of how corny it really is, but it just puts it out there how the company has changed to do that, to plug the network, to plug merchandise. And he's just blatantly throwing it out there in your face. And it kind of pisses
Just
me
like on the
off that way.
25th anniversary? Remember that shit?
Like every time you see him, he talks about new t-shirts. It's just really annoying to me.
Or he's out there to plug some Christian movie that he's got a bit part in.
Yeah, I feel like he's just there to make some quick money. I've like the 8 years he was gone, he ran out of all his money, and now he's trying to get a quick check, and then he's gonna leave again. Like that's just the feeling I get from it. I feel like he's not genuine about it. I feel like it's just about a quick paycheck.
Isn't it in reality though that Shawn Michaels and Triple H are not really close friends anymore? Like since a while ago? Isn't that the reality to it?
I don't know.
I don't even know.
I don't know that gossip.
Yeah,
but
you
you
know,
know,
that a while back.
They may have resolved their issues since then.
Huh?
They may have resolved their issues or something.
Well,
like
I imagine they don't spend a whole lot of time together. Triple H is extremely busy. His time is booked. He's probably not hanging out with Shawn Michaels.
In the club,
he's married, he's
fucking trying to do some break dancing.
Shawn Michaels over there in the basement smoking crack.
Oh God, why is Shawn Michaels smoking crack?
Oh my God. Wow.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Why are you saying he's smoking crack?
Yeah, what
he
are you saying about that?
He looks like he's doing something.
He looks like he's on some kind of drug. No, it's just all the fucking opioids he's taking for his back pain and knee pain. That's what it is. He's on that fucking Xanax. He's on that fucking everything. I don't even know the name of the chucks, but he's on everything. I'm sure he is.
Wow. This is jokes, guys. I love the Heartbreak Kid. But now
I think we all love him, but it's just this dude is just, you know, he's out there doing what? This dude is probably fucking popping fucking codeine and fucking Oxycontin and all that shit before he gets out there. He's probably popping more than freaking Jeff Hardy is at this point. And he doesn't even do any matches.
Here. The only thing the Heartbreak Kid is popping is Jesus Christ.
I believe in the Jesus Christ. He's with me all the time.
Okay, so moving on.
That, what is it? What is it? That little bread shit that they give you in church.
The body of Christ.
Yeah, he's popping those body of Christ, man. Taking them every day.
I think it's a sacrament. Yeah.
Down in it with some holy water.
No, they don't down it. They drink the blood of Christ. It's wine.
Okay, down in with some wine.
Or juice for the kids.
While he's bathing in holy water.
But that's only Catholics. And there's another one.
Okay, sorry. Christians don't do that shit. Okay.
Yeah,
not all.
Okay, yeah, I've had to like go through this. I'm sorry, but I have went through this, so don't worry.
God.
So now we know Ben's Catholic. All right, moving on.
Cool, Ben.
Right. Next was Paul Heyman's promo, in which he first was very somber and addressed the Roman Reigns thing.
Savage.
And he switched gears quicker than... I'm surprised his transmission didn't drop out. He went from reverse to like 5th gear just straight off the bat. But at the same time, it's Paul Heyman, and you know, it was still a good promo because Paul Heyman was talking. So,
yeah.
Anybody got thoughts on Paul Heyman's?
No, I mean, there ain't really much to say about him. We all know what he talks about.
Well, that shift in momentum was pretty quick.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to shift momentum that quick. I mean, I was actually surprised that he came out there and started talking about Roman Reigns like that. I thought he was gonna be going out there being all cocky and shit.
I thought he was gonna talk about Roman Reigns like he did, and I thought he was gonna stop. I thought he was gonna leave it at that. I didn't think he was gonna switch into it, but you know, I should have known better. But still,
yeah.
So part of me did too, but at the same time, I mean, you got to think it's probably difficult as hell for them, you know, to come out there and say a few words and then have to get right back to work.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure Paul Heyman and others wanted to say a lot more about Roman than they did.
Did you guys see the backstage video I posted?
Oh, I did.
Roman Reigns in the backstage before leaving. Yeah.
Yo, there was actually, I think there was also one person who was also in that video, and that was Jason Jordan.
Yeah.
Where the hell has Jason Jordan been lately?
He's a producer now. He's injured. He's not coming back.
Oh,
he's
sorry.
retired. He wasn't good enough to get a retirement speech.
Yeah, thank God. Yeah, thank God.
He's like Kurt Angle's son. He doesn't get a. I love how they just dropped the Kurt Angle's son thing. It's just like it doesn't even exist anymore. It's just like wow.
Is that true? He's actually not gonna return as a performer.
I think the last thing that I read is that it's most likely.
Yeah.
That it's like it may be.
All jokes aside on Jason Jordan, though, he's actually a pretty good wrestler. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
He was a good wrestler.
It's just his promos needed work. Some of it, well, most of it was cringy as fuck, his promos, but he was a good wrestler.
At the end of the day, what was important to me is that Jason Jordan entertained me. It may not be because his promos are good, but I found entertainment in seeing him on TV, and that's what's important to me. Sometimes the cringiness makes you laugh, and it makes you enjoy watching.
True, you're right.
Like the Baron Corbin recent cringiness. It's entertaining because it's cringy.
Yeah. True.
Baron Corbin's the GOAT, and y'all know it.
No.
I mean, shit.
One day.
So
look at where Baron Corbin is right now. Like, this dude is putting in work.
The next segment was Apollo Crews and Elias. Did Elias start off with the singing bit this time, or did it start right off in the ring?
Elias! Hey, Elias!
Elias! Yeah, Elias. I'm sorry, I just had to say that. What shit was
boy Elias, man.
What
are they doing with him?
Like he does.
Elias.
What'd you say?
You gotta introduce Lashley like he does. What is it? My man, some who's back to dominate.
Can I just say something? I am not even actually going to be mentioning that Lashley. Because of like after what I said that couple yesterday, I literally swear to God, I kept repeating myself the same Lashley. Yeah, and it was all thanks to freaking Streetkilln saying that word. I don't want to say that word again.
I was spraying that Shane Souls chat hardcore.
Oh God.
So the key thing here wasn't Elias's match with Apollo Crews, because that was just there. The key thing here was after the match, Elias got an encore in which he tried to go out there and play a song again. And then Baron Corbin came out to interrupt. And shit got great. So this was probably the best moment of Raw, like as far as pure good moment, because the first part was really sad and kind of unexpected, and you don't want that. So the ending was unexpected, but also kind of what the fuck at the same time. So it wasn't, but this was gold. You got Elias coming out and just smashing Baron Corbin with the guitar. You got really good promo work from both of them during that whole bit. Baron's really playing up this part better than he did anything else in his entire career so far. This role of, GM, Constable, this whole... I would go that far. This is the best work we have seen from Baron Corbin by far.
I gotta agree. Baron Corbin's putting work on that role.
It's not even it doesn't even have to be in ring. This is pure heel work. This has nothing to do with in ring performance. He's generating all this strictly through just being a heel. I mean, he's had like 2 matches in 2 months maybe, but he's getting as much, if not more, screen time than anybody else. So
Yep.
I'm digging.
He lost to the Conquistador in that.
Conquistador.
But it was great. I mean, that's the thing is you can lose, but if it's great, then it doesn't matter. Because people are still going to remember, even if it's a negative connotation. You know, like, oh, remember when Baron Corbin lost to, you know, the Conquistador, you know, way back then? It's still, that's not negative because the Conquistador was Kurt freaking Angle. So, you know, nobody can say, oh, man, I got beat by Kurt Angle. I suck.
True.
You know, oh, man, this guy can't wrestle. Kurt Angle beat him. You know, that doesn't make sense. So, I mean, it's still... But he's also taken some pretty crappy deals, you know. Losing the Money in the Bank briefcase was... Yeah. That's rough. That's rough. But anybody else got thoughts on Elias and Corbin and that?
No.
Soul, Ben?
Yeah, do you think that we could actually be like getting like a face Elias? Like from this whole thing?
I think Elias already is a face, just WWE hasn't went with it yet.
Yeah, hasn't.
Just like Becky. Becky's not a heel as much as they try to make it. Becky, you know, we still love Becky.
Yeah.
Like I was saying the other day, she could go out there and just like murder somebody in the ring.
It is a face to the audience, but WWE is just trying to make him a heel.
He's a face everywhere except wait. Elias is not a face in Seattle. Let's go ahead and get that out there.
Oh yeah, let's get that out. He's not no face in Seattle. That shit was crazy. That was crazy. That crowd was wild, man. Oh man. But yeah, it's funny though because Elias rocks with it too. You see him smirking so hard at times whenever like the crowd like.
The louder they boo, the more he smiles.
He just smirks. Yep. He just has that smirk on his face.
Because he knows that's exactly what his job is. His job is to get them to start booing.
He's like, oh yeah, they're booing. Oh man. Great. It's great, man. He's a great man. I feel like he's a cool dude in real life. If you were to ever meet him.
I don't know. I'm not so sure that I would like him in person.
Why?
He does seem a little bit condescending. Like, I've met a lot of people who are like musicians tend to be dicks.
That's true, but I don't think he's
and generally people like that you think are nicer than they're not. Which, you know, WWE you have to be on a certain level of like you can't just be a dick to people, you know, constantly. But I think you're wrong. I think he's probably kind of a prick. Love you, Elias.
I love you, Elias.
Elias.
I mean, he's probably like in my top. He's in my top 4 on Raw, probably.
Ooh, top 4. Yeah, that guys.
Very prestigious list of me.
Yeah, he's like in my top 3 at the moment. Yeah, he's on my top 3 at the moment.
So he's above what? Because there's Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Dean Ambrose, Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler. So what are you putting him above, Ben?
I put him like, you know, I actually put him like third in my list. Third in my list. Yeah, Brock Lesnar.
I put him above Brock Lesnar. There.
Well, I will say this right now. Brock Lesnar is literally all the way at the bottom of my favorites. He's like all the way at the bottom. So don't worry.
Oh, so he is on your favorites, just at the bottom.
No, he's not. No, he is the number 1 person I hate.
He still made the favorite list, but he's just at the bottom.
No!
Yeah, you just said it.
Number 1 I just hate.
He's the number 1. He's the number 1 on the list, man.
No, he's
number 1 made it to a number 1
on
list.
the list.
You just made the list!
I have two lists, right? I have two lists. I have
my favorites. More lists than Chris Jericho has.
Yeah. Yeah, I have two lists. One, yeah, the list that I usually actually like say are my favorites. They are my favorites. Yeah, but the other list are the people I hate, and Brockers is the first person I hate on that roster.
Where do you keep this list, man? Is it locked in a safe deposit box?
Yeah, I keep it in a private box for you. Keep it in a private box.
You keep it in your box.
Not that one.
Keep your box private. Well, you gotta just expose your box to everybody.
What the absolute? Oh my god! This is why I didn't want to do it today.
It's not so private anymore.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, you just showed everybody your box, man. So I don't see what you're.
Stop showing your box to people.
Oh, shut up.
Anyway, the next part on Raw was Ronda Rousey and Nikki Bella and the contract signing. This was a bit more interesting than some of the stuff, but it was still really cringy. I can't. I'm not buying into Ronda Rousey. I'm just not. I can't do it. Anybody? Somebody say something about this, because I got nothing.
I mean, what do you want me to say about it? It's just, you know, they went out there to do a contract signing. Yeah, things are gonna get a little bit heavy, and you know, Nikki did slap, you know, Ronda in the face, and Ronda didn't do anything.
I think it's stupid for Ronda Rousey to be taking anybody serious that's not named Charlotte, Becky, or Asuka.
Okay.
She shouldn't be in any matches with any of these people if they're not serious competitors or threats to the women's title. Alexa Bliss was fine to a degree, but we don't need to see Ronda Rousey versus Alicia Fox. We don't need to see Ronda Rousey versus Natalya. We don't need to see Ronda Rousey versus Mickie James. I don't need to see Ronda Rousey versus anybody that's just fucking jobbers unless she's destroying them. And that's not the case. When she's in matches with these people who aren't anywhere on her level, Nia Jax is fine because she's imposing and she's, you know, larger. She's got the weight advantage. There's
Tamina?
Tamina's fine because she's larger. She's got you can book her as being a threat to Ronda Rousey. She can be made to look that way. You can't do that with people who are jokes, like Alicia and
you can't.
Yeah,
I understand that. Totally.
It drives me crazy. I mean, you could throw her in there with Ember Moon or, you know, not Dana Brooke, you know, until Dana Brooke really turns things around or something. I think she's on some kind of upward trend, but I don't think it'll last. And that's just, and that's just going off of that. The next match was, you know, it had Ember Moon beating Ember Moon winning, but at one point Dana Brooke looked pretty strong in that match. Like she was the last one standing for a little bit. She wasn't the very last one, but at one point she was. Or that may have been last week, I'm confused with. This whole thing is just a build-up for Evolution. And that's kind of the problem with this, is we're getting a lot of recycled women's matches in anticipation for a pay-per-view of more recycled women's matches.
But you love recycled women's matches.
They're my favorite part. That's what I look forward to. If I could just TiVo that one thing, I would. You know, just like, hey Siri, record only the women's matches on Monday Night Raw for me. And they'd be like, okay, Sheepshifter, got it. I would be like, awesome.
Awesome, there we go.
Now I don't have to watch all the rest of Raw. I could just watch the women's matches. Thank God.
Yep, then, oh God.
That's not to say I have anything against women's matches. I have something against the same women's matches over and over, or women's matches that are just filler and have no real structure, story, or development behind them. That's just personal. I mean, nothing against women, so don't call me sexist because I don't see the women's evolution in full swing right now, because all I see is women taking a back seat to, you know, everybody else. Well, women are doing the same thing that the rest of the very talented people on the roster that are getting nothing are doing, you know, like Tyler Breeze, and I mean not Tyler Breeze, but to a degree, but like Ty Dillinger and R-Truth and a lot of people that they could be pushing that would be effective, you know. Give the fans what they want. Give the fans their Rusev. Give the fans what they cheer for once. But yeah, so I already covered the whole Moon and Jackson, Tamina, and Brooke in that whole little segment. So we'll just move right on to the main event. The Shield versus Dolph and Drew, which was a great match.
Yeah.
The crowd was super into it because of their investment in the announcement from Roman Reigns earlier. They really, really wanted the Shield to win. And when it happened, it felt really good. I was excited. I was like, oh, that's awesome. I was really genuinely glad for it. And then the heel turn, which it didn't take very long for you to see it coming. You can always tell when they start drawing things out to a certain, or you could tell what's coming. So, I mean, it happened. It was, I'm yet to be determined. I'll decide next week when I see what happens and how well they execute the rest of this. For now, it was exciting, unexpected, and shocking. So that can be a good thing if they don't ruin it. If they ruin it, then this Raw was completely wasted, except for a little bit segment in the middle with whoever it was I was talking about earlier. Elias. The little bit segment with Elias and Baron Corbin was the only good part of Monday Night Raw. If the whole Dean Ambrose heel turn doesn't turn out to have some kind of substance.
Well, yeah, I just cannot wait just to see Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose again.
Can we just okay, let's just talk about this heel turn. I want to hear you guys' thoughts about this.
I just told you mine.
Well, not just you, not you, but I want to hear Ben's and Soul's. Tell me, how do you feel about it?
Okay. If you really actually want to know, like, how I feel about this whole heel turn, I'm actually excited for it. But if they, one thing I'm gonna say, if they completely ruin this heel turn for Dean Ambrose, I don't know, like, if they've been like, for weeks now, they have been like, they've been teasing it. They did it at Super Showdown, and this was supposed to, like, lead up all the way to Survivor Series. Apparently, this is what I'm actually now hearing. This heel turn was supposed to happen in Survivor Series, but now, since they done it, the only thing that would make it much better is what they actually did. Yeah, is what they actually did, for Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins back when they first started having that little bit of a feud. I'm kind of actually now just excited, just to see like what Dean Ambrose is now gonna try, and just trying to I think. I know. I know. I'm not going to be mentioning about the this stupid pay-per-view and talk about it now. But regarding, because this is like now it could be hopefully going to be past what's that thing called? WWE Evolution. Yeah, I'm going to talk about current for a very quick second. I think Dean Ambrose is probably going to screw Seth Rollins out of the World Cup tournament. That's just my opinion out of this whole thing. And your guys' opinions on this, like, you guys can have anything to say about this. Yeah, but that's what I actually reckon that could happen.
Yeah.
After the World Cup tournament.
I understand. So, you got anything to put in here?
I don't really know how to feel about it until we see where it goes. I feel like maybe it wasn't planned to happen already, and they had to change gears after hearing the Roman news. I'm sure they knew, you know, the moment Roman found out after he spoke with his family, I'm sure he immediately called Vince. You know what I mean? They've known for some time before this episode.
Well, they actually didn't know. Yeah, fun fact, they didn't actually not know about the entire thing until, like, until like Roman came out there and said the whole promo. Like, no one noticed about it.
Yeah.
I think it was only
no
his
one
own
knew.
family. Yep.
But
Not even Seth and Dean.
They had time to cancel the main event. It was in the beginning of the show, and the show is 3 hours long. You know, your boy, Mr. McMahon, could have been like, "Yo, just cancel the event, switch it up, do something. You know, just keep it going how it is." You know what I'm saying? Yep. Just leave out the heel turn. They
so you're
done
saying
that.
not even Vince McMahon knew?
No, Vince knew.
Not
Vince. The only people who knew were Vince, the producers, like the big wigs, Triple H, and a few others. Dean and Seth didn't know. None of the superstars knew until he went out there and made the announcement. The only thing Dean and Seth were told was that he was relinquishing the title.
Yep. That's all it was on.
So what I was thinking initially was that Roman had a conversation with Vince behind the scenes, and that maybe them two together decided maybe it'd be best to go ahead, do the Dean heel turn, because I think what was going to happen was the Shield was going to hold all 3 titles at once, kind of thing.
Well, that's what Vince wanted to do.
Like,
well, they're gonna go through with them winning the tag team title.
Yep.
And hold on, give me a second, guys. I just totally got it.
Yo, I actually just think that it could actually, you know, just be about like jealousy. That's what I'm just thinking. Like, it must be because of jealousy.
what I think that due to the Roman situation, that they went ahead and jumped the gun with the Dean Ambrose heel turn because there's nothing to wait for now. I think that they figured if we go ahead and do it now, get the rivalry between Dean and Seth over with, you know, we're obviously hoping and praying for a quick recovery for Roman, and we'll have another reunited situation.
Okay.
2
yeah,
years
so
now.
it's like, it could be like 2 years from now since we done between Roman.
Something like that. Could be longer than that. He could possibly never return.
Yeah,
Depends
well, when I say
how
quick,
bad it
I
is.
mean as in hopefully not 2 years, just shy of 2 years.
The thing is, cancer gets worse as it comes back. That's the problem.
True. Very true.
So once you beat it and it comes back, it's at least double than what it was before.
Well, we don't want to necessarily say double. That might be a little bit extreme, but
yeah.
I mean,
it's just to show that you have the cancer and you beat it, but it's still in your body, and that means that you've beaten it, but it didn't last that long because it grew stronger. You know what I'm saying? It came back stronger. That's the thing. It could come back stronger.
I don't think that's quite how it works.
The treatment that he had, maybe the treatment he had before
it might be less receptive to the same treatments, but there's been advancements in treatments than there were, 12 years ago when he was first diagnosed.
Of course. Yeah, of course. Treatments does, advance every year.
Especially when you've got the type of money that Roman Reigns and WWE can throw at it. Yeah. The more money you have to throw at a health problem, generally, the better off you are, even with things like cancer. The death rates and the survival rates, fluctuate, but they go way down the more money you have.
That's true. I want to talk one thing about this whole announcement, though. The thing that got me the worst, that got me like really teary-eyed, is when Seth Rollins was just fucking bawling his eyes out.
Oh yeah.
When they were hugging him, I'm like, oh, here we go. This dude's gonna make me cry. He's fucking tearing up. Fucking Rey's face already all red. Eyes just fucking watery like a dam.
That was an emotional moment.
What made it worse is that they kept showing that throughout the whole show, and every time they showed it, it just made it worse for me. I'm like, oh God, stop. Stop showing it.
Stop showing it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Sheep?
Duh, I forgot.
You're like, forgot.
Oh, I forgot to
But this seems like a good enough place to end off with Raw and move into SmackDown. So SmackDown started with Big Show versus Kofi Kingston. Wasn't the worst match I've seen from Big Show in a while, but Kofi Kingston can make anybody look good. I don't know what to say about this. I don't care about the Big Show heel turn. The Bar has the titles. Why. That's interesting, That's new. I'm glad the Bar has the titles. Not because I'm glad the New Day lost them, but because I think the Bar deserved, another title run or something like that, just to add to their resume, especially if some of them or one or more of them are in reaching the end of their career. You want to throw a little bit more accolades on there to give them a better shot at a Hall of Fame bid or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's all I really got to say on New Day and all that. Street, Ben, and Soul, you guys got anything on it?
Got nothing to say about it, man.
I don't care much for the Big Show. Big Show heel turn is just...
Big Toe. The Big Toe, guys.
Really cringy.
Well, it's the Big Toe.
He's definitely been in a position in his career where he should have remained a face to the company for the rest of the remainder.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't keep
like an ambassador for the company.
The dude is out here fucking for Connor's cure and fucking shit like that. He's like, what the hell? Come on.
Big Show should have just only come out there to help the little guy who's getting ganged up on. Like Kalisto's getting beat up by Braun Strowman. Who's going to save him? Well, that's what Big Show is for. That's what Big Show is supposed to be for. He's not supposed to turn and help the Bar beat the New. Unless he's joining the Bar. If he's joining the Bar, then
But why? Why does he need to join the? Why does the Bar?
Because they have to have a 3-man group everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, they could pick somebody else, but like fucking Big Show, they act like fucking the Bar can't defend themselves against 3 fucking scrawny people. Well, actually, one of them is big, but but come on, we have Xavier Woods, fucking small and fucking fast, and we have Kofi Kingston, average guy, I mean, we have Sheamus. He's a pretty big guy. I mean, he can handle them. They both can handle them. All three of them. I don't need a fucking Big Show over here. Pretty sad, in my opinion.
I agree, but you know, let's see where it goes. That's all I'll say.
What if I don't want to see where it goes?
Then don't.
Oh, God.
All right, anybody got anything to add to this?
The whole heel turn for Big Show last week was just pointless.
Okay. Anybody got anything to add about this week?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, everyone just went absolutely. Yeah, everyone just went absolutely just silent. Just saying. It's like,
Okay.
No one has.
So AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan again versus the Usos again.
Oh, God.
I saw that
There's a lot of again.
I don't see why this was a B+ on Bleacher Report when it's the exact same thing
Honestly,
as last
I
week,
thought
except
that...
with a different, you know, different person almost hitting the other different person.
Yeah.
Which is, if I might add, probably one of the most cliched, overdone things you can do is put two people who are going to fight each other in a tag team match against another tag team, and then they almost accidentally hit each other. Oh my God, instant tension.
True.
Yep.
And then wrap it all up with
Here's
a
the
very
thing.
cringy
Here's the
backstage
thing
promo.
about this. Here's the thing about... Hold up. So, when they did this match again, I was like, oh, okay. This is where, you know, AJ Styles and Danny Bryan's going to win. Because,
That's
you know,
what I
they
thought.
let the Usos takes the win
Me too.
last week. And it was just like, okay, yeah, the Usos going to lose. That's what I thought, but no.
I would have been
they're still
fine
going
with it,
this
but I
whole
would have been
hitting who.
okay with it because they won the week before. It doesn't, it doesn't put them down because it evens out. You know what I'm saying? They lost one, they won one. It's not like they just went in and lost. So I would have been okay with that. But this, it's stupid because it's repetitive. And it tells the exact same story, just flipped around, and it's just so cliche and overdone. They could have had the Usos win, and that be the whole thing. I don't know what they're doing.
I don't know, man, but of course. No,
Well, it's the Big Show.
They gotta change his entrance now. They gotta make it
It's the
sound
Big
more.
Show.
Well, it's the Big Show, and
No,
I
Big
am a
Toe.
heel and a face again, always multiple times.
Nice song, man.
Sorry. But we also did actually have the users actually, pick up the victory. But there was also a tribute during the.
But there's always buts.
Yeah, there's always a but.
Yeah, but everywhere.
The
There was
next-
actually a tribute from the Usos. Yeah, of course with that Superman punch. I don't know, I'm just like...
yeah, you do have a point, Ben. The Uso did the splash, the Uso splash with the little cocking, the forearm thing that Roman Reigns does, and that was a nice little nod to Roman Reigns. I appreciated that in the moment, and that was cool. So good for pointing that out, Ben. Yep. So the next part was Charlotte was at the Performance Center, giving a little pep talk to the other girls. Did anybody else see Shayna Baszler over there, just kind of not even caring? Shayna Baszler was just kind of almost not quite rolling her eyes, but just whatever. To everything that Charlotte was saying, to Charlotte's little speech there at the Performance Center in front of the women of NXT. So it was a little bit of a, pep talk, and then Becky Lynch comes out and interrupts her pep talk, and they get in a fight in the Performance Center in front of all the
is this what this rival also just gonna be? It's just about fucking attacking each other when they're doing something?
Yep, that's what it's all.
I mean, no, actually, I understand.
This was actually good though.
Of Becky's, because she's been attacking her on like things that Becky doesn't get. Becky doesn't get photo shoots like her. Becky doesn't get to do speeches like her. I understand that, but I mean, is this what this rivalry is going to be? It's just about attacking Charlotte because Charlotte's more famous than Becky. Is that the whole thing here? Yeah, you really like just that sad about your life that you can't make changes in your life for good, that you have to go attack people that are better than you, more famous than you. That's what it just seems like. They giving her like this role of her being just so upset that she's not as good as Charlotte because Charlotte's more famous than Becky, and she's like, I have the Universal title, I should be more famous. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's kind of childish in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Did you just say you said the Universal
No.
Championship?
I mean, yeah, no, I said Universal. I mean, I have the
Wow.
What's wrong with that?
the SmackDown Women's title.
You think women can't be Universal Champions, Ben?
Ooh, Ben.
No, I'm
Ben.
just saying, it was the wrong title that Street said, and I quote.
Is it really the wrong title? I mean, they're both the same title, but just different color and different name.
Yeah, well, let's just say, the Universal title is now irrelevant. Thank you. A lot of shots fired at, your boy
Shots
Brock Lesnar.
fired! Shots fired!
Shots fired at fucking Brock Lesnar.
He doesn't have it.
That's
why it's irrelevant to anything.
It's
Well,
totally
you
irrelevant
mentioned
at
it,
this point
Soul.
because no one has it.
Yep, very true.
Ooh. Ooh.
Told you. So,
But yeah, go on.
Yeah. Next was, I almost wanted to skip this. Rusev versus Aiden English.
Yep.
It wasn't a good match. It hasn't been a good story. It's just like, what the hell, man? What happened?
Yeah, it just feels like that, like freaking Aiden English is just now like, automatically just getting buried by Rusev now. Like,
He wasn't really a thing in the first place.
Yeah,
I don't know how it would be buried. What the fuck? Who the fuck did he wrestle to?
Okay.
Be a...
but I'm just saying, like, this whole, I don't know, this whole feud
tag
between.
match. I mean, not tag match, but like a. Huh?
Okay. This whole feud between Aiden English and Rusev has gone absolutely freaking nowhere.
It's time for Street to get his internet cut off.
Oh, really today, huh?
Yeah, they are a little early.
And I'm black.
Oh, Street's back. Wow, Street, yeah, just cut out again.
Oh, yeah, he still got 30 minutes till his internet cuts out.
Yep.
So, yeah, Rusev versus Aiden English, just whatever.
Yeah.
Like, he got murdered, which was supposed to happen, but I anticipated if they were going to have fun with it, they would have had him, pull out some brass knuckles from his tights or something and pull out the dirty win, or use Lana to his advantage to distract Rusev and get the win. Just Rusev winning and just murdering Aiden was just stupid in that moment.
Yep.
He said something when he came out. I don't remember what he said. Would you rather have a
short Rusev day or a long hot Aiden night or something like that?
Yeah, long hot Aiden night. I'm like, oh, corny as fuck. What the fuck?
Yeah.
So the next thing was probably the highlight of the entire week. Rey Mysterio versus The Miz.
Oh, yeah.
This was what I wanted when I wanted Rey Mysterio to come back. And I was talking about this a little bit in the chat earlier, is why I wasn't very happy with the Rey Mysterio performance from last week. And Soul touched on his opinion of it a bit, but I just haven't been impressed with Shinsuke Nakamura so far, and I think it's just too slow paced for me. His style, and Soul thinks that it's a clash of styles, that it's not a styles clash. But it's a clash of styles.
Not to be confused with the styles clash.
Exactly.
Yeah, not to be confused.
That they didn't fit well in Soul's opinion, but I think that anybody that's a good enough worker should be able to make anyone look good. If they only, I think Shinsuke's style only really makes himself look good. He doesn't really put other people over very much. I don't think he's very good at putting other people over. So maybe that's what I don't like about Shinsuke. I like people who are very, very good at. They can look good themselves, but they can put other people over. You know, that's, Dolph Ziggler and Rey Mysterio can put anybody over, but that's easy because he's like 5'0" nothing. So, but this was a great match with The Miz. People talk a lot about The Miz's in-ring work, but, it was a great match. I didn't see anything wrong with it at all. I enjoyed it from beginning to finish. The more than once, like, The Miz missed like 2 619s. They sold that a lot better. They had more time. Maybe that's the problem with Shinsuke, is that there's not as much time, and it's just like those Finn Balor moments that they're just forced in there, and they don't really seem to matter. They don't have any weight or gravitas. This felt like it had weight, substance behind it. It was interesting. It had told a story, Everything else, just the last week's match with Shinsuke seemed like it was just forced in there, just to check a box off, But yeah, that's my thoughts. Anybody else?
No. I mean, I agree. I agree with everything you said. I mean, the match with The Miz was better than last week's match against Shinsuke. I mean, yeah, I also agree with what you said about Shinsuke. Haven't really seen the greatest from Shinsuke. I think that's because, I don't know, like the spot that they're putting Shinsuke in, and I feel like Shinsuke hasn't been doing as good as he used to do. Like, he used to put on a pretty good performance, in my opinion, and it's just like it just seems like some people in WWE is just slacking these days. It's just like they just going out there and do whatever and then just leave. It's just like some of these people are just like missing something, that like they have this run and then it stops, and then it's just like, what happened? It's just like, did you get bored, or it's just like, what happened? Like something hit you. You just don't have like no momentum or anything in your body to like be as good as you used to. Or, I mean, it's not like they've been there for years. It's just like you can see this within a year span or even a month span. It's just like the whole thing with Asuka is just, what the fuck is up with Asuka? Like, what are they doing with her? It's just like, I don't know. WWE is just ruining people off the bat. Like, they're just, fucking doing home runs with these fucking superstars. It's just like, yep, you're out of here. It's just like, it's terrible. It's terrible, man. It's terrible. And this is what kind of pisses me off to see Rey Mysterio return. Is like, okay, how long are we gonna be running this train, this hype train with Rey Mysterio? How long is it gonna be actually good until it actually gets ruined by WWE? You know what I mean? It's just like we're on this train, and then it's just like it's gonna hit a roadblock somewhere, and then we're just gonna be like, oh, okay, well, yeah, cool. It's like, is he gonna get a title run? Is it gonna be a good title run? It's like, you know, there's a lot of questions. And from the way WWE is right now, it's just like, I feel like it's gonna be bad. I feel like it's gonna be bad. I don't want it to be bad, but I just feel like it's gonna be bad. Just because of the way WWE is right now.
I feel you. Ben, this is your chance.
I did watch this match.
Oh, he
and
did.
I actually, this match, like top to bottom, this match was actually the highlight of this match. I'm just saying.
The highlight of this match.
Rey Mysterio.
It was the highlight of its own thing.
It was the highlight of the show. That's I'm not trying to I'm not trying to say the same thing what Sheep just said. I'm trying to put in my own words, but God. But so far, what they are doing with Rey Mysterio, I actually am happy that he is back. But what kind of storylines are they going to put him in? Like, of course, since now he's back, I know he's got the whole World Cup tournament to focus on, but probably after the World Cup, what's he going to be doing then? Probably feuding with some people? I don't know.
Oh, you don't think he would be? Some people he's going to be feuding with. Oh my God, guys. We have this hot news.
No,
leaked information. He's gonna be feuding with some people.
He's gonna be doing something.
He's hopefully actually gonna be feuding with Randy Orton very soon. You watch.
I don't know. I heard a lot of rumors right before he was signed, and it was all like that he debuted and stuff, and that they were putting his name on stuff. That they were doing a lot of considerations for a lucha stable.
Yeah.
So I think that could still be in the works, No, if Andrade is involved at all, it'll be a feud with Andrade.
Yeah.
Because Andrade will disrespect him or try to take his mask off or do something like that.
Okay. What? You are okay. You've got it all wrong,
that's it,
Sheep.
Ship.
I noticed, Sheep. You've actually got it all wrong. Well,
Andrade already disrespected Rey.
It's already happening.
How? How?
The feud. He had a rivalry with Kalisto.
He had a rival with Kalisto and Sin Cara.
No, that was with Sin Cara, not Kalisto.
Sin who?
Oh my God. Not Kalisto.
But still, they're friends. They're part of the whole lucha shit.
True. Yeah, the Lucha Dragons. Whatever happened to them fucking idiots.
Ben just disrespecting the lucha culture over here. Damn, Ben.
I'm not disrespecting the lucha culture.
You are. You just call them idiots.
The Lucha Libres, they are good. But
the Lucha Libres. Them there Lucha Libres. I don't like them there Lucha Libres. They ain't no good at nothing. They don't make no good wrestling moves or anything.
The Lucha culture. It's good. Why?
Oh, Ben,
why would
just stop, Ben. Just stop, Ben. Just stop.
Okay.
Just stop, Ben. Just no.
You know what I think we ought to do with them there luchas? I think we ought to build a wall.
They got no wonder.
We put all them luchas behind the wall in Australia. That's what you sound like, Ben.
God.
You're racist.
I am not a racist.
You heard it here first, folks, on That Wrasslin podcast. Benjamin Rivers, racist.
I'm not racist. I swear to God. If I
Breaking
end up
news.
in fucking drama alert, oh God, don't put me on drama alert, please.
Ben, you are drama.
The next segment was Asuka and Naomi versus Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville.
This is good interrupt.
This is just more. This is SmackDown's version of that four-way match that was on Raw. A lot of filler.
I gotta love that four-way matches, man.
I don't like matches that are on just for the sake of promoting a show.
Mandy.
I didn't. There were no highlights in this match. There wasn't anything very interesting. If there should at least be one highlightable moment, one highlight reel moment on every match, or what's the fucking point? Do something interesting in every match, even if it's just some kind of spot where you do something that's not just standard headlock, suplex, pin, kick out, suplex, pin, kick out, finisher, win. Do something. So, yeah. Anybody else have thoughts on that women's four-way match? Wasn't it? No, a tag team match. Asuka and Naomi versus Rose and Deville tag team.
Yeah. Well, this match actually did not actually happen yet because it was like turned into a whole brawl. It just came down straight to a whole brawl because the Iconics, of course, actually made their return back to SmackDown Live. Yeah, because they had been off for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was worth it. It just said brawl.
Yep, all-out brawl.
Guess that shows how much I was paying attention. I thought it was a match because I just didn't really care. I figured nobody would notice, but thanks for calling me on it, Ben.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
I appreciate that. Keeping me on point.
Yeah, I'm always here.
Yeah,
I'm always here just to call out some stuff. I'm always here to just call stuff out.
So, Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy again. This was the main event. It was better than some of the matches that they've had. It wasn't quite as good as that Hell in a Cell match, but it was better than some of the other SmackDown shows matches that they had. I'm getting tired of the ear thing already. It's old. It's not. It doesn't even look like it hurts anymore because I know for a fact that they can like twist it around like one full time without it like really bothering them. So cut that shit out. It only worked one time just because it was in the moment. Now what is that? Jeff Hardy's magic weakness? Well, Jeff Hardy got to go for his ear holes.
Yep, ear holes. Always straight for the ears.
Good stuff. You gotta love it when Raw's main event involves ear holes. Or SmackDown's main event involves ear holes. But I don't see how this was main event worthy, and it was kind of a lackluster SmackDown as well. Why wasn't The Miz and Rey Mysterio the main event?
Rey Mysterio?
Please. Moral of the story, don't wear gauges in WWE.
Yep.
Absolutely. So that was all of SmackDown. Anybody got a SmackDown thoughts or tidbits?
Nope.
All right. So NXT.
NXT. Oh, definitely something to talk about.
EC3 versus Adam Cole. EC3 won. It was a really, really good match. I was doing other stuff, so I didn't watch like all of it, but it was really intense. Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong did everything that they could to try to slow him down, but it just didn't work.
Shut up.
This is going to be a good little thing. EC3 deserves a shot. He's doing really good in NXT so far. So next was Mia Yim versus Aaliyah. Mia Yim is one of the newest signees to NXT. The Blasian Baddie, as her nickname goes. Well, your face is stupid. She's not bad. She's also Keith Lee's girlfriend, so better watch out or Keith Lee might come beat your ass.
I didn't know that.
Why did you just... Okay, hang on. I just want to address like what Street just said. He said, gay? I don't know what you're talking about, Street. Well, what's gay about it?
Ben, you know what I'm talking about.
Fuck you, Street.
Ooh, Ben feeling himself today. Ben has no filter. Ben has no filter today.
Commercial break real quick, everybody.
Yeah, commercial break.
Ben, don't you get loud with me, boy.
No, dude, you said it. I did not say anything.
Oh, I did? Did I say it?
Straight, you said it.
Okay, I said it. I said it, guys.
Okay.
What'd you say, Street?
Now.
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out myself.
Let's continue.
Okay, moving on. So, yeah, Mia Yim defeated Aaliyah, who I guess from this thing has been in NXT for a long time. You fooled me because...
And still haven't got it.
Cassius Ohno versus Justin Xavier was the next match. This is Cassius Ohno's new gimmick. He beats up jobbers. That's his thing.
I didn't see this.
Yeah. Cassius Ohno versus Justin Xavier. Cassius Ohno's new gimmick now is beating up jobbers. Because he can't beat up people who actually have any momentum. He can only beat up jobbers who, I guess, local talent passing through, hey guys, we're coming to Ohio this week. You got a, wrestler that you guys all love that you want to see get murdered? Basically that kind of thing, dumb. But at least it's not Cassius Ohno losing, which was the recurring theme. It just doesn't, they're not going to sell me on Cassius Ohno when I just don't see the work ethic there. His matches don't look good to me. I don't enjoy it. But that may just be me.
Well, the triple did give it an A though.
Oh yeah, I know. On some weird stuff, they say that him beating people down and finishing them with his wicked finisher is fun television. His wicked finisher is a discus punch. Isn't that his finisher?
No, it's like a... I don't know what his finisher is, but it's like a...
It's a spinning punch.
No, it's a rolling elbow.
Yeah, it's a spinning elbow.
It's not...
It's a strike.
It's a strike. It's a knockout punch. It's not even... It's not good. It's not wicked.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not wicked.
Jeez. The fuck?
There are lots of wicked moves like the RKO or the stunner or the pedigree or the tombstone or the last ride or the jackknife powerbomb or the F5 or the attitude. Not the attitude adjustment. That's kind of boring.
Street, you sound like a shitty song.
So yeah.
In the background over here.
I'm a hype man.
The last part
like your
of
boy.
NXT
Neil Rush.
was the mystery of who attacked Aleister Black.
Ooh.
Who?
Well,
so, yeah, go ahead. You tell us, Ben, what happened?
Okay, so William Regal's out talking about, this whole investigation of who attacked Aleister Black. Then I think out comes our NXT champion, Tommaso Ciampa. Then he actually, of course, cuts a promo on Velveteen Dream. Velveteen Dream comes out. Then Lars Sullivan comes out and of course actually confronts Velveteen Dream about becoming the number one contender. Then Nikki Cross comes out and actually said he's coming, and of course we go.
It was Nikki Cross. She did it.
No. Yeah, where it actually showed Aleister Black was backstage attacking some of the security guards. Yeah, then he got into the ring, attacked. Well, actually no, he actually delivered the black mask to Lars Sullivan and demanded where the attacker was. And lo and behold, right from behind with a super kick, Johnny Gargano. What are they even doing with Johnny Gargano these past weeks? Where we see him last week.
I'm glad I got distracted and didn't finish watching this.
Yep. I'll see if you guys got any opinions on this.
Probably the worst thing I've seen on NXT all year.
This is a shitty reveal, indeed. I do not agree with it being Johnny Gargano.
It's like the Rikishi thing that you
It's like the Rikishi. It's the Rikishi all over again. It's the NXT-shi. This was terrible. Why Johnny Gargano? Nobody wants it. It's just boring. It's stupid. It's like watching Jack Gallagher turn heel. Well, no, Jack Gallagher turning heel was awesome. It was actually enjoyable.
It's like someone like blatantly hinting towards what they're gonna get you for your birthday for like 6 months. And then it's your birthday, and you go to open the present, and you're like, "There's no way that's what they're getting me. They've been throwing me off. They're gonna surprise me." And it's exactly what they've been saying, and you're just like, "Oh, okay, it's cool." That's the way I feel about it. I'm like, it's been thrown in my face. There's no way it's gonna be him. Like the same thing with the Dean Ambrose thing. They've been hinting towards it so much, so it's not gonna happen, and then they just do it anyways. There's no shock to it. It's just like, oh, okay.
Exactly. So, but there is some positives out of this.
It should have been Nikki Cross. She should have been the first ever women's NXT men's champion.
There's positives in that.
I told you it was Nikki
hopefully
Cross.
This frees up Nikki Cross to go to SmackDown and maybe do something relevant with the Sanity and make them a force to be reckoned with, which is what I've been hoping for. Huh?
No, not.
She is. Just at host shows.
Yeah, on TV episodes of SmackDown. Alright. Come on. So, basically, hopefully this frees her up to go to SmackDown. I don't really care about an Aleister Black Johnny Gargano rivalry at this point, unless it's Johnny Gargano getting his ass murdered by Aleister Black. Because at this point, he's just like an underachieving douche. He's like Sami Zayn without the personality.
Jesus.
If that's the route they're going, you know, that he attacked Aleister Black, because he had good matches with Tommaso Ciampa.
She's got a point there, though.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm picking up.
Unless he's gonna have some kind of really good character change where he's awesome. How are they gonna do that? How are they gonna have Candice LeRae on TV? Unless she goes heel with him.
They just turned Gargano into Ciampa.
Yeah, but there's no way he can get on Ciampa's level as far as heel goes. It's just not possible. The only person who came close to going from straight up babyface to like babyface like he is to heel was Roderick Strong. But Roderick Strong was only able to do it by joining a faction. If Roderick Strong would have tried to turn heel on his own, it would have flopped.
You know what I think might happen, because we know how each show likes to copy each other. So with that being said, it's looking like maybe we're gonna get a heel turn from Candice as well, and then Nikki Cross and Aleister Black may get together.
No, not a mixed match on fucking NXT.
No one wants to see that.
It feels that way to me, because remember when Candice was in Regal's office, she completely covered up for Johnny Gargano. She said they were together the whole night. Remember? So she was lying, obviously. So she had to have known. So we might be getting a mixed tag situation on NXT.
Look at Soul with the
Nikki
power
Cross whispered in
prediction.
Aleister Black's ear who it was, so she's, you know, helping him. It makes sense to me. But it would, if that does occur, it will be actually a good mixed tag situation. It would probably be the best one we've seen. And then maybe that's a way of getting NXT.
That's because Nikki Cross
challenge.
can make anything interesting. That's the only reason.
And it's gonna get NXT a little bit more notice if they can get mixed tag teams involved on the Facebook page and stuff like that. It's getting trying to bring NXT up as a bigger show.
I am actually just gonna say this right now. NXT is way better than Monday Night Raw and SmackDown.
Oh, I know. We know that, but the casual fan doesn't know that yet.
Wow.
The mass majority of WWE fans don't know that. They're not watching.
The beast from the east, and he looks to be in a
Indeed.
bad mood.
So moving on to rumors and news, I've got one that's directly related to NXT and the main roster. There's some talk and rumors of a takeover type deal, an NXT invasion, so to speak. Especially in the wake of the Roman Reigns thing and to kind of freshen things up. You know, potentially like maybe Undisputed Era or more, you know, people from NXT
That's
attacking.
what I feel like for a Survivor Series. That's what they're going to do.
Maybe. And it's close up. It's coming up. So, yeah, I think that's a big potential thing. And that's something I would really be into. An invasion angle that would spotlight NXT, because we're coming up close to time for NXT people to be getting called up. And, you know, the big names, you know, last year, what did we have? Who were the big ones? Sanity and,
Andrade.
huh?
Andrade.
Cien Almas, yeah. Asuka, oh no, Asuka was the year before.
Ty Dillinger was last year.
No, Ty Dillinger was the year before. Ty Dillinger's been on the main roster for almost 2 years. Yeah.
Has it been that long?
Yeah.
Because he was like feuding with Sanity as he was getting put onto SmackDown. Because I remember he went back for one last match. Like, he had already been on SmackDown and he went back to NXT for one more match with Eric Young, I think it was. Because they were like trying to get him to join them or something.
You might be right. He might have got called up this year. It just seems like longer because, you know, I wanted him to succeed more. Yeah, it was this year. No, maybe. I don't know. I lose track of time.
Might have been the year before.
But yeah, you know, I would be interested in seeing an invasion, and to see who, you know, might be the next people to get called up. You know, I think definitely Shayna Baszler, Aleister Black. Got to wonder about some of the people who already have the titles, Undisputed Era, and who have already held titles, and, you know, that could move forward. It's definitely an interesting time to watch that. The other rumors are John Cena and Daniel Bryan, quote unquote, both reportedly boycotting the Saudi Arabia Crown Jewel show. They're saying that John Cena may be replaced with Bobby Lashley, which doesn't really, I guess it's okay. And I haven't heard any replacement. They're just advertising they're going to continue advertising the AJ Styles Daniel Bryan match, and they're just going to not do it. And they're just saying, they're putting this out there. They're saying we're going to continue advertising.
Really?
But yeah. They're just going to keep advertising it up until the thing, and they're just not going to do the match. Just going to act like it's... They're just going to cut it out of the show.
You're saying that's for Daniel Bryan's match?
Yeah. They're not going to have the match. That's what they're saying. This is rumors and speculation. I can't guarantee that that's what's going to go down. Daniel Bryan may show up and be all shits and giggles and happy and, you know, whatever. And John Cena may show up. Dun, 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 dun. You know, Saudi Arabia, I'm here to save you. John Cena has arrived. You know, I kind of believe that backing out is not the correct decision, because I live in America, but I'm not so jaded as to think that the CIA and the FBI and all the shit at Guantanamo Bay and overseas and stuff like that, there's some seriously shady shit going on. There's more than just one journalist getting murdered in an embassy happening on our side of the soil by our own government. And countries aren't sitting there saying, boycott America, or we're worse than probably any of these other countries that we talk so much stuff about as far as the shadiness of stuff that we do behind closed doors. So for us to just get all uppity and up in arms about
people be here
one
bringing
person,
all the conspiracy theories right
I'm
now.
not that big into that stuff, but I'm not so jaded to think that a lot of stuff doesn't go down, you know, that we don't know about that's really shady. You know, it gets uncovered every, you know, few decades.
You've not seen The Punisher?
Right? So, you know, that's my whole point. You know, why are we all up in arms and getting all... It's because of this entitled, you know, new way of thinking, you know, the politically correct era, PC era, you know, you can't say anything wrong, everything has to be right. Which, you know, I definitely sympathize and understand the crimes and stuff that happened there, but those crimes were perpetrated by a person or a government or a king, not by the people who are just trying to get entertainment. Even if it does only benefit whatever royal family or something like that. This is a cultural thing that is bringing it closer to a more accepting viewpoint in a country where stuff like that's not considered good or wholesome. So it's steps forward, little steps, but it's still steps. You start backing out of all this just because a little bit of a setback. Well, I mean, it's a big setback. It's a person's life, I understand, but
yeah,
I don't agree with anybody backing out of it. I mean, I guess it's just like this really personal reason. But I think a lot of people are doing it just because of media and publicity and all that stuff. But, you know, John Cena seems like the type who probably does have some ideals and probably really sticking to his guns based on them, maybe. And I think Daniel Bryan's probably the same way. So I guess I can kind of understand if they've gotten a really informed opinion, and, you know, that's understandable. But a lot of people are just like jumping on this bandwagon when in reality this stuff happens all over the place. But we're not talking about shutting down, you know, deals in other countries where bad things are happening. Right now we're trying to patch things up with North Korea, but we're telling everybody, oh, fuck Saudi Arabia, they're terrible, they're the worst, you know. But we're over here shaking hands with Kim Jong-un or Il or whichever one he is right now, the guy with all the nuclear bombs in his basement. Yeah, it kind of doesn't make sense that we're all taking Saudi Arabia so seriously when it's just wrestling. Let the people, let the people in the culture. It's the PC era, man. You can't say anything wrong.
It's just the society we live in these days.
So Ben, what kind of news you got for us?
They get all butthurt over everything. And then yet they're so blindly to understand anything because they just follow any bandwagon that's recently on the news, that the news just throws at you. They'll be like, okay, I'm on that because they fed me that news to make me think that that's bad, so I have to agree because they're the media, so let me just follow them. It's like, yep, that's what they're doing. It's like, they're just blindly following words that's been told on the media.
Oh, also, I forgot news.
Looking shit up and doing some background history or reading a book for once.
Yeah. Alexa Bliss has been replaced by Alicia Fox for Evolution. So, another reason to not watch Evolution.
Yeah.
Because isn't this like exactly what we saw? Except for with Lita and Trish. We already saw Trish versus, all that whole little thing. So why even continue with that setup? Why not just go back to the original thing or something like that? I don't know. I guess you gotta save face, at a certain point, but things aren't looking good for Evolution or Crown Jewel. I'm just saying.
I mean, this is just stupid. People are just being stupid. I mean, I can understand how some people could be kind of scared of going over there and thinking like, oh, I'm going to sacrifice, my life, and who knows what could happen because I'm over there and I'm a fucking American. And just like, oh my god, I'm so scared. I mean, yeah, I understand that, but it's just like, if you don't want to take that risk, don't fucking take the risk. But you're in entertainment business for a reason. You're there to entertain people. You're gonna be all over the world. You're gonna be scared over your life because you gotta go to a different country and there's shit going on in that country. It's like, calm down. Take a fucking chill pill. Jeez. You know what I mean? You don't want
I mean, apart from it being a political situation, the fans over there are looking forward to this. There's families and kids just like us over there that want to see their favorite superstars in person and get to meet them and stuff. So I don't think that they should have to have that taken from them.
Why punish a society because of their government?
Exactly. When like Sheep said, our government has done way worse, far worse, and Americans are very entitled. So it's not like they moved the WWE away from America.
I don't know if we are allowed to that story I was kind of actually put in yesterday. Are we going to be talking about that? Because I don't think that's got anything.
Let's just say, down over there in the Middle East with Saudi Arabia, people don't know, but we help Saudi Arabia as much, like for the government, they help them over there, because they're fucking rich as fuck, and we get paid a lot of money to supply them with guns and everything, just so they can fight wars over there and create wars and all that shit.
Well, that's a very simplistic view of it all, and it's a lot more complicated than that.
Yeah, it's just there's a lot going on over there, and they act like our country is not helping to support that. And it's like, well, because some of the people don't even know that. Some of the people don't realize that. I understand that, but you gotta look into shit before you start following something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can't just be like, oh, I'm just gonna follow this train because it's
exactly.
on
You can't just jump
that's
on
the world we
bandwagon.
live in today. People see a headline, and that's what they believe now. This is what that headline says. Then nobody does any real research.
Everybody's following headlines.
Okay, hang on, guys.
They don't know shit about Zonyism. There's a lot of Zonyism going on in the Middle East. They don't understand that.
Hopefully at Evolution, the only thing that I can maybe hope will happen is that they might introduce those women's tag titles. If that happens, then Evolution will be worth it in all regards. I don't care if every match is terrible. If they announce the freaking women's tag team belts, I'll be like, okay, Evolution was a success. Works for me. I think now they have to, because everything's going wrong. They just had to pull Alexa Bliss out of Evolution. John Cena and Daniel Bryan are probably pulling out of Crown Jewel. Fuck, man, they're just kind of they're in deep doo doo, man. They're up shit's creek without a paddle.
Oh, that's also another thing I wanted to say. The stock for Crown Jewel actually went down.
I can see why.
But they sold out.
No,
they sold out in 3 hours.
Okay, I'll say this right now.
Well, look how big the thing is.
27,000 compared to like 60,000 from the year before.
That is a scary human being.
Like, come on. Not that many.
Can we? Okay. Yeah, I know. I sold this and sheep this, but I know. Of course, Sheep and Soul don't want me to talk about this stupid thing I was like reading all day yesterday. But I think it's about time I'm gonna have to say something about it.
This is what WWE's all about. When you have competitors on the level of these women, you just know it's gonna be a great match.
What, Ben? Got something to say?
Yeah, it's got something to do with CM Punk.
It's the Joe Rogan thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Joe. He said something to do with CM Punk.
Yep.
Okay, say it, Ben. Jeez.
I'm gonna say this right now. Logan Paul is not better than frickin' CM Punk.
Joe Rogan said that Logan Paul would be a better MMA fighter than CM Punk, which I don't necessarily disagree with, but that's not my, we're a wrestling podcast. We're not an MMA podcast. Just because CM Punk's involved. CM Punk's not a wrestler anymore. I know, but we're not playing 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon here, So.
Why'd you bring Kevin Bacon in this situation? Oh no.
What about your boy Joe Rogan? Huh?
Joe Rogan.
He's
shit.
That boy can wreck shit up.
Joe Rogan can go.
I think Joe Rogan could beat Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I think the other guy
Joe
could
Rogan
beat Brock
in there.
Lesnar also. I think the other guy could beat Brock Lesnar.
Joe Rogan could probably beat up a lot of people that you wouldn't think Joe Rogan could beat up.
Lashley's injured, dealing with a separated shoulder. That's the reason why.
I mean, you know who else is injured? Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe is injured. And the Wyatt family might reunite pretty soon.
Ooh, interesting. Actually,
that might happen at Survivor Series, honestly. That's what I feel. I feel like the Wyatt family would come together at Survivor Series.
That's why we haven't seen any of them on TV in a while.
Yeah. Probably they're plotting some kind of scheme. Plotting something.
I found one story I was going to talk about now. And it's gone. Jesus. Stupid story I was going to... Oh, here it is. Okay, WWE stock down after... I'm just going to read this right now. WWE stock down to $75.
Alright guys, I gotta get going.
Alright man, we're going.
I hate to miss whatever it is Ben's about to say, but...
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. This is what the whole podcast is for. This is why we do the podcast, for these moments.
It's damn right.
What moments? I missed on what you were talking about.
Whatever Ben's about to say. What you got, Ben?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, WWE stock down to $75 after Crown Jewel announcement. So, yeah.
So now's the time to buy WWE stock.
Yep. But the problem is I'm not watching WWE Network. Oh, wait. What I said WWE Network before. That was the wrong thing. I'm not watching Crown Jewel, so stop it.
Neither one of them are willing to give an inch here.
And that's just my opinion. No one else.
Even if CM Punk comes back?
Yeah, I would watch it if CM Punk comes back.
No, you can't be in it. You can't go back on your word, Ben.
I said, and I quote, if CM Punk is there, the crown jewel.
Then you did that. You never said that. So that is a terrible quote. You never said that. You cannot say "and I quote" and then say something you've never said, because you can't.
I just said it, and I quote right
terrible
now.
Quote.
I just said that right
now. That is
a
terrible quote, Ben.
I just said that, and I quote right now. Like some of the matches right now, they've got the freaking Universal Championship that Brock Lesnar.
Stop! Let me stop you right there. And I quote right now. Some of the matches right there. You never said that before. You can't say "and I quote" and then proceed to continue to babble about nothing.
Brock Lesnar is a.
And I quote. I'm continuing this conversation, and I never said any of this before.
Oh my God.
You've got to learn how to use
making this absolute. Oh my God.
Well, I got some news about Cody Rhodes not gonna be at the New Japan Pro Wrestling Supercard at MSG. Yeah, Cody Rhodes is not gonna be there. That is interesting because Cody Rhodes is on fire. I want to know why. Let me see if I can actually read up why. Last time
there's also, go ahead while you're reading that. There's also another rumor that WWE is again looking to reunite the Wyatt family due to Roman Reigns' recent announcement to put more big things on the brand.
Yeah, it's still the same thing because he has this tweet saying. So somebody put out a tweet.
Tweet.
Of
Rockin' Robin.
The card for New Japan and Ring of Honor G1 Supercard at MSG. And in the tweet, they mentioned Cody Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes is like, no, I am not on that show. He didn't say anything else, why or anything.
I don't think it has anything to do with WWE, but there are a bunch more rumors that with the absence of Roman Reigns, that this is a long shot, that WWE is more ferociously or fiercely pursuing indie superstars like Kenny Omega and the Elite. They're saying that they're trying really hard to push on those to maybe find somebody to fill the void for Roman Reigns while he's recovering. It's going to be a long time, 2 years. It's a long time in the wrestling
industry. There's a lot that can happen in just 1 year, never mind 2 years.
A lot that can happen in 6 months in WWE.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, I actually have some absolute. I don't know if you guys already know this, but Ringside News did tweet out the following: Steve Austin and Jerry the King Lawler apparently under consideration as the new WWE announced team. Oh my God! Stone Cold.
I would like Stone Cold to be an unannounced team, but not King.
Jerry the King Lawler though.
Not him. I'm not a big fan of him. The only reason I'm not a big fan of him and Jim Ross because I've heard them for so many years, and it's just their voices are annoying to me. So
let's get John Madden in there.
I like the dance team that is right now. So I don't know. Stone Cold could be added into it. I think Stone Cold would do good.
Oh
Stone
wow!
Cold would be a great announcer.
Here's also another one from Ringside News. Fans might soon be able to vote for the WWE Hall of Fame inductees.
Yeah, I remember Sheep talking about that.
And that's coming. It will come with the higher tier package of the WWE Network. So you pay more for the WWE. I think it's like $14 or something, $99 a month instead of $10 a month. And
yeah, I think it's like $5 more.
Yeah, you get extra programming. You get house shows. And you get to vote on the Hall of Fame.
For stuff, yeah. Maybe for more stuff than just that. Who knows?
So if
you guys also heard about I'm sorry, but I saw something a few days ago about Jim Ross undergoing skin cancer surgery. Guys, hear about that?
Yeah,
I hadn't heard that.
I just looked it up right now, and I'm just like on Bleacher Report, and now just like looking at everything up.
Oh, you saw that? Yeah, I saw it a few days ago. It's like, oh
wow. I don't know if this is actually a little bit relevant, but of course it was. Okay, so how Ric Flair walked away from a plane crash after breaking his back in 3 places. Holy God. I don't know what this was, but apparently it's on Bleacher Report right now. I'm like, okay.
Cody Rhodes no longer in Bullet Club.
Yep. Why Cole is working commentary.
Talking about Bullet Club, let's. I don't know if you've seen it, Ben. Did you see the Twitter thing? Twitter post going around about who's a better tag team, the Usos or the Young Bucks?
Yeah, I did see that. I think Brandon tweeted out also. Brandon, I think Brandon.
A lot of people are actually going with the Usos over the Young Bucks, and it's kind of crazy because I think the Young Bucks are better than the Usos.
Yep.
In performance-wise, I'm not sure about promo-wise because I don't really watch their promos or anything, but I've seen the Young Bucks in a few matches here and there, and just out of those few matches, I gotta say they're pretty good. I mean, they do more wild stuff than Usos do. They're almost on par with Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy of the stuff they do. So I think trying to say the Usos is better, I think you gotta look at it in a different point of view than. I don't know what you're looking at it as, and because like I said, the Young Bucks are pretty wild on some of the stuff they do, and Usos, I mean, they're in WWE, they don't really do that much of wild stuff, other than other promotions like Ring of Honor and whatnot, because they got more, you know, they have more say in those promotions than WWE. And to make something, you know, pop over there. And I understand that, but the Usos, I'm not going to say they're bad or not. The Usos one of my favorite tag teams in WWE at the moment, along with the Bar. I mean, I like the Usos.
Blah, blah, blah. The best tag team in WWE is Heavy Machinery. Stakes and weights. Stakes and weights.
Okay.
Shut up.
Yeah, I will say this, because I remember I was watching a match, I think it was in PWG, I watched Ricochet and Evan, and I think it was Matt Sydal, taking on Pentagon Jr. and Ray Phoenix versus the Young Bucks in a triple threat, and that match literally actually had the full potential to be an absolute big classic, which it was. But okay, thinking of this way, right? The Young Bucks and the Usos, 2 great tag teams, but I don't know, because I'm going for literally I'm going for the Young Bucks, because I've seen the Young Bucks wrestle, and I have also seen the Usos wrestle. But I don't know, but the Young Bucks' finisher, that leaping tombstone, if that combination, that's an actually good combination. What does the freaking Usos have? The freaking super kick and then the splash after that. So I don't know. But
now it's not just the regular Uso splash. Now it's the Superman splash.
Yeah.
But what?
But Young Bucks, they've captured more tag teams than the Usos.
What is this, Pokemon? How many tag teams are they going to capture in this Pokemon game?
We said they captured more tag teams.
They have captured more tag teams than the Usos.
Why are they capturing tag teams? Do they let them go when they're finished? What are they doing with the tag teams?
Dude, they actually defend their tag team championship around the entire world. Thank you. The Usos don't. There you go. There's a shot fired.
Crashing on the Usos right now. Damn, I'm sorry, pretty fucking savage right now.
Yo, I respect the Usos. I actually definitely do respect the Usos, but I'm just saying. when it comes to who's better, I think the Young Bucks are much better than the Usos.
You think you're better?
Well, okay. And you
Let me
also
just put it out there that I'm not disagreeing with you guys. I think that the Young Bucks probably are a better tag team in ring. I don't know about promo as well, but in ring ability, I'm probably sure. But that's not to detract from anything that the Usos can do. I'm just sure that in a WWE setting, the Young Bucks wouldn't be as good as the Usos because they would be limited to working with the WWE style. Yeah. You have to. It's set up different. The cameras are different. The feel is different. The vibe is different. You're scripted. Different. You're under a lot of different controls. So in a WWE setting, the Young Bucks aren't as good as the Usos. But in an indie setting, the Young Bucks kill the Usos every time. Well, maybe not now, especially that they could probably have a good rivalry in the indies.
Probably.
They could have an okay rivalry in WWE. Probably a bad rivalry, if I'm being honest. But every rivalry in the WWE is bad.
All I gotta say is gonna be a super kick party with them both. So. I mean, the Usos have only been in what? The WWE. They haven't been in other promotions, from far as I know. I don't remember any other promotion they've been in.
They were in FCW.
Well, FCW is NXT. Still WWE.
I know. I'm fucking
yeah.
No, they don't have to. They're legacy superstars. They didn't have to go anywhere else.
That's true. Okay. That's true. That's true. I agree.
So you're okay. So you're saying, and I quote, that the Usos are much better than the Young Bucks, despite the Young Bucks, of course, adding different promotions.
In WWE wise, you're just saying.
Indies, yeah.
It's like it's kind of hard to compare stuff like this. It's hard. You can't. Well, it's like comparing college football to the NFL. You know what I mean? It's just like you can't do that. It's just. I don't know why people always argue about stuff like this.
Or even better, it's like comparing overseas like London football, like British football with American football. And I'm not talking about the soccer but they have like our version of football overseas. It's London Football League or European Football League or something like that. It's not soccer, but they have.
Yeah, we say soccer over here, so it's very.
Yeah, they have. A lot of other people call football soccer and whatnot. And that always confuses me. So yeah, it's like comparing the overseas version of football to the NFL. You can't, because it's a completely different product. It's like comparing indie movies to big Hollywood blockbusters. You just can't do that.
Yo, it's even like comparing what's his name, Ricochet to Leo Rush.
No. Ben is not understanding what you're trying to say.
I wanted just to say that. I think
All right,
Leo Rush.
Anyways, do we have anything else, or?
I don't. Not anything pressing anyway.
Nothing. You guys don't want to talk about Evolution? Any thoughts, predictions, anything like that?
Let's see. What's the card? Let me pull it up.
Yeah, I was gonna pull it up too. I'm gonna pull up the card. On the top of the list here, let's start from the bottom. We have the Battle Royale, which consists of Tamina, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Ember Moon, Nisha Fox, Nia Jax, Dana Brooke, Asuka, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Carmella, Lana, Naomi, Tori Wilson, Michelle McCool, Molly Holly, Ivory, Kelly, and Maria Kanellis. Who do you think will win the Battle Royale? Okay, so
if it's not Asuka, then they failed.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. There was something about that I read about how Evolution would be a disappointment, and they're saying that if it's not Asuka that wins that Battle Royal, then it's going to be a disappointment. I'm saying it's going to be Asuka. It's a big prediction there. I mean, it's pretty blunt with that one. But then you look at what they've been doing with Asuka. I mean, maybe that's the whole reason of why Asuka's been in this path that she's in right now. And if it's not Asuka, then I have a feeling that it might be somebody like fucking Nia Jax or even Tamina. I mean, Tamina coming back, and she kind of has this feud going on with Nia Jax right now, and maybe one of those will fight Ronda Rousey. So,
like I said, if it's not Asuka, they fucked up.
Yeah.
Io Shirai versus Toni Storm. Io Shirai is too similar. I watched it, so I have an opinion. Io Shirai is too similar to Kairi Sane. They have a very, very similar vibe and gimmick. They're not, both pirate princess things, but they both do have similar movesets. And Toni Storm is the standout here to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say Toni Storm because I hear she's pretty.
Well, she's good, and she's pretty much gonna be the women's face of NXT UK. So that's why I see her going over there. But it being such a good match that it puts Io Shirai over pretty well here in the States. Another standout from the Mae Young tournament was Mako Satomura, who was like a legend. Like everybody referred to her as like this legend. And her matches were really, really good. I think she's probably like in her late 40s. But like the matches were like top-notch stuff. And like had the crowd's respect. Like had the crowd chanting for her. Like right there with like Toni Storm and with all the other good people that she was competing against. So she was also somebody to maybe watch, but that may have been just kind of like a nod to a legend so she can like retire and say that she did, WWE that one time.
Yeah.
Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler.
I say
Kairi Sane so that Shayna Baszler can go to the main roster.
Yeah, I feel like Shayna Baszler is going to be going to the main roster as well.
What other matches I can actually figure out?
What do you got, Ben? What do you think, Ben? What's your prediction on Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler?
Okay, yeah, I already said it. I've got my money's worth on Kairi Sane.
Yeah.
I got my money's worth. The tag team match is Trish Stratus and Lita.
Oh no, okay. Trish Stratus and Lita versus Mickey James and Alicia Fox. I say they're just gonna go with Trish Stratus and Lita just for the whole, just for the whole fucking nostalgia.
100%. If Mickey James and Alicia Fox win, and I'm watching Evolution, I don't know if I'm going to or not. I'm turning it off.
Yeah.
Well, Alexa Bliss is actually in that corner.
I don't care.
Alexa Bliss is in the corner. That's kind of.
Sasha Banks, Bailey, and Natalya and Riot Squad. Obviously, I see that Sasha, Bailey, and Natalya are going to win here. That's what I see.
I'm saying the Riot Squad.
While this match is on, I'm going to go get whatever food I'm going to get, or if I got to go do some...
I'll be making some pizza calls and
if I got to do some chores, or if I'm playing a video game or something.
Oh, okay.
I've already seen this. I've seen every version of this already. Why is this worthy of a pay-per-view match? It's not.
This carding really... this card isn't good, honestly. I mean, what? The Battle Royal is going to be what takes up most of the show. Like 45% of the show. And then we got like the whole Mae Young Classic stuff. Like, it's just like, I don't know, this card ain't that great.
So like the next one is what? Becky versus Charlotte. I'm hoping Becky wins.
Yeah, same.
I'm going. Yep. And then I think it's like the main event.
Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella.
Ronda Rousey versus.
Yeah,
Nikki
no
Bella.
way Ronda Rousey loses.
Shut
up, Ben.
I'm
Shut
saying
up,
Nikki
Ben.
Bella.
Shut up,
I'm saying
Ben.
Nikki Bella,
Shut up,
dude.
Ben.
I am saying Nikki Bella.
No, Ben.
Yo,
Nikki Bella's not
the
gonna
look
win.
on your face that. Yo, imagine if Nikki Bella wins against Ronda Rousey.
Then I quit watching WWE if Nikki Bella wins. I quit watching WWE. I quit for everything that they brought Ronda to WWE. It's just like, why would you bring Ronda back? Why would you bring Ronda in WWE to do a contract run and lose to Nikki Bella? So really? I totally would quit watching Raw at that point. I'd be like, I'm done.
They could always,
I'm not watching Raw no more.
or they could actually always do, just do like the possible heel turn from Natalia. I
feel like that's coming. I feel like that's coming.
Yep.
What if we actually get that? What if we actually get, let's just say, Natalia comes in? I mean, this is the only way I see this happening that Nikki Bella would win, is Natalia coming in and, costing Ronda the match. And that's when that heel turn. Well, that's when that heel happens there with Natalia. And then Ronda and Natalia have a feud. And then, Nikki Bella ends up being beat again. And she has her little short title run of like a couple days. And Ronda Rousey still has it, and then that leads into the whole Natalia and Ronda Rousey, and we already know that Natalia's not going to get her title run opportunity, so it would just be for the whole story and quote-unquote entertainment. So, yeah, that's what I feel like. The only way that would be, like, understandable for me. But I think that's it.
Any other matches? Wow.
No, there's no other matches. It's like 6 matches plus a battle royale. There ain't anything else to it.
All I can say, guys, is just check out the screen. It's pretty good stuff going on there.
Oh, very true.
Alright. I think we can end the stream. Ain't much to talk about. No.
Alright, yeah. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Make sure you check us out next time on Dat Wrasslin Podcast. We'll be here same time as always, same time next week, covering all your favorite things from wrestling, of the news and all the good stuff that happens on the TV. I don't know. Thanks for stopping in, guys. Damn.